Hello, this is just a little video about, you can buy all kinds of things that can make music for you. But you can also learn to play an instrument, relatively reduced to amateur level of, let's say I'm an amateur, but I'm old. So that, so so you can learn to program all kinds of music with it. And on top of that, you can do. So it goes. Nah, I couldn't do that. Exactly that, I couldn't. But anyway, there are ways to go about these things, and I'm talking about the access to music, and it can be through an instrument, and it can be through technology. What I like about the instrumental approach is that you get to, people who play instruments more than I do, they get to have some kinds of natural ways of doing certain things, expressing certain things. And like Frank Zappa used, musicians he needed, he also turned them into omnipotent monsters, but he chose the ones that were doing what he thought would be right for the piece of music, or at least at some points in his life he did that. And I think that's the optimal approach to composing. He said actually in an interview that he said that he wanted, or somebody else said about him, that he wanted to compose around the musicians he chose and to enhance what they were capable of doing by composing stuff that could, you can do that, but I can compose something for you that you almost can do now, but you will be able to do it if you learn this. Stuff like that, I think. Anyway, back to the gadget or instrument dilemma. I think, short story, I think an instrument is very much better at expressing different kinds of modes and outlining a piece of music. And one of the greatest composers in Denmark is Tim Christensen from Dizzy Miss Lizzy, and from Denmark, and from his parents, and from the world, and from the universe and stuff. Composes with the guitar, or plays the guitar, and he said like that, da da da, da da da. A little bit like Joni Mitchell, he starts off with the guitar, and then he puts the melody on to follow the guitar. And actually, I don't like this principle, because this principle makes for this kinds of music. Da 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 la 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 la, da 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 la 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 la, da 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 la 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 la, da 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 la 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 la. Wow. But anyway, that's okay too. I just like Tim Christensen's music much more, but he goes like. Sorry about the tuning right now. Da-da, something sweet every time we meet. There's no doubt about it. Sorry, great song by Tim. All of his songs are great, which is like Stevie Wonder, Elton John, Billy Joel, David Bowie, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Frank Zappa, what's he called? Genesis, Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins, Joni Mitchell, Carole King, Melanie Safka, Joan Armatrading, people who write their own songs and perform. Sheryl Crow, great. Buffy St. Marie, for great sake. Eh. There's not a woman in the world like Buffy St. Marie. I can tell you that for sure. This is one tough cookie. Oh, Edith Piaf comes to mind, but she didn't write her own material like Elvis and Cliff Richard and many others didn't. And that's okay too. I just, I'm talking about compositions here, aren't I? Am I not? Wasn't that the point? I sort of forgot what the point was. Oh yeah, using an instrument or a gadget to create a piece of music. And I wanted to try and experiment out of nowhere something to show you how fast you can do that. Not that I'm an expert at all. I haven't got a single hit song, and only one record, public record. 2 others unpublic. Big Brown Bear Way Out Hotel by Michael Samuel Israel, public, so that's 2. I didn't do much good there. But the songs are great, and I wish it was on everywhere. Like Morgan, his music, like Josie wrote today, she said, can't remember the words. He's not on the web. Some of his songs are there. Don't remember which ones, but all of the songs on the record I heard back then were good. It's like a friend of mine from... her music is on my channel, anyway. Tati, or Renat. It's called Elefino, as in elephant, but I know, Elefino. Her music, I mean, the majority of the songs in that little album, 12, are great songs, and really, I wonder who produced them, because they were so great. From 2008, by the way. The thing is, back to the composition by gadget or instrument. Now, if you had a gadget, you'd have to plan this one. And that goes that way, that goes that way. And then you could, but on a guitar, you do something like this. No, this is not the right approach. But then I'm very limited, in my technique. I might mention that Joni Mitchell had 60-some different ways of tuning a guitar, which I was on a market sale, people selling used stuff. A girl there was selling a black Fender guitar that originally cost 5,000 krona, which is about dollars, and I told her this is I tried it, I tuned it, I played it, and I found out it was a great guitar. And I told her this guitar. That's before I knew what she paid for it originally, or it was a gift from somebody who told her the price, obviously. But then I told her this is a good guitar. If I once went to had inherited some money, I went to a store, I picked out this one by playing the guitars until I liked one, and this one is rather expensive. Rather, not not $1,000. Yeah, but a little bit more, but only a little bit. And then I bought another one, which was far less, but that was the guitar that I wanted from what they had. I wanted a guitar, and that was a wash. This is an Alhambra. The other one is a Washburn, and so I know another time I was buying a guitar for a friend in Thailand. I told her all this, and there was one guitar in the shop that I liked, and we bought that one. So that's how to buy a guitar. You go feel it, hear it, feel it again, and then hear it again. The sound isn't really important because you'll get used to that, and it's not what you expected, whatever it was that you were expecting. Anyway, so I told this lady that you should at least ask for, there was a guitar bag with it. I said, she said 500 krona, which is about dollars. I pointed out that the bag for the guitar was at least worth that amount. It was a good one. And this was a black Fender, and it felt good. It was easy to get in tune, which is my point. If you can tune a guitar and it goes like this, and that's the same note, or at least as close as you want it, because no ear is perfect, and if it is, it's going to degrade by age. Google, what is that called? What's that called? Absolute, in Danish, absolut Gehör, which is from German Gehör, which means listen, absolute listening. It means that you can say that's an A. By the way, I did that, but I learned it. I did that with another woman at the market there. No, that's a different time. Actually, we were playing, and somebody said, I would like it here, blah, ba, 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 ba. She said, ba. That's what she said, ba. And I thought, I think that's an E. And it turned out to be right. But it's because, I get used to this sound. Oh, this is the sound of a guitar when you just bought it. It's got this. Wait up. You have to be a little high here. To be. See? Okay. Still straying from the path. Tangent after tangent. Creating a song on a machine will take some kind of digging. What you want the bass to do, the drums, and that's fine. It's like a production thing. With an instrument, you get to hear something different. It sounds like folk music, right? But the ideas just form as you play. Like. Ah, there it is. That's a bossa nova chord. Cantina o violão, esse amor, uma canção pra fazer feliz a quem se ama. Muita calma pra pensar e ter tempo pra sonhar. Da janela vejo o corcovado, o redentor, que lindo. Quero a vida sempre assim, com você perto de mim até eu apagar. A veia chama. E eu que era triste, descrente desse mundo, ao encontrar você eu conheci. Oh, que felicidade, meu amor. Still out of tune. But anyway, this was, a rhythm, but we don't need drums. If this were a demo, I don't need drums. I need to sketch out the idea. If it were my idea, this is Antonio Carlos Jobim, Tom Jobim, and Jobim, Tom Jobim. There's this French song where Edith Piaf sings, Je n'ai plus besoin de, means I have no more need for those. And if an American would pronounce that, it would be Jenny plus Bezoing Dukes. And that's how fucked up French and English are. So there you have it. Italian, however, is like, everything is right. Except CH means K in front of EI, and perhaps Y if they ever use Y. I guess, it's an old empire. Why should they why? Why should they ask why? Old empires never do that. Same with Denmark. We never question ourselves. What are we doing with Greenland again? Why didn't we sell it to Trump? What happened to this done? What do we have to do to get out of this Trump dump? And why are we an empire? Pretty little Denmark. Or what's that? Grieg? Edward Grieg, that's his name. See, I just did kind of an imitation of a symphony, or what is that? How would you go about that with a gadget that can program drums, and you go boom, chickum, 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 and you wait for 8 hours until you come up with that. Whoops. See, I can't even sing. I'm 67. I should be rocking the old crap. Nurse, bring me a breath of air, please. But I'm not. Anyway, I seem to be ranting a lot here. This is fun. I got tired of composing, so I'll just stick to the blues. Tired of composing, I'll just stick to the blues. If you don't mind my situation, I don't mind it either. 'Cause I live in Denmark. I spend my whole life doing what I want whenever I can. In America, you'd have to keep up 4 jobs to ever do what you can, unless you're upper class, which is not a whole lot of people, not a mass. It's only, well, you do the math, but it's a 5 for my honey, B's for my wasps. And it's not really funny either. I'm just pulling things out of my ass. I could be doing something else, but I'm now at that, you know. But you could be doing something right, and they could come up with a composition. I just noticed that it says 22 minutes, so better stop here. I'm not an exhibitionist. I just have to make fun of everything, and it's not very funny. Or is it? I don't know. Also, I really think that if you choose a path as a musician, learn a flicking instrument to play, and preferably 2, 3, 4, or 5, and sing too. I mean, I play with a guitarist. He doesn't think he can sing. I know for a fact that sometimes he can, sometimes he can't, and that's the same for every singer, you know, because singing is the most it's like, you know, giving birth. That comes of your throat, a child, and you want to nurture the child and treat it right as it comes out, and then you let go of one line, and here comes more of the child, and you want to. This cannot let the other part down. It'll fall apart, and there'll be no child at all. It's like you giving birth to a child with parts of the DNA string at a time, and it's only when the song is done and well performed that it assembles in memory as a song, as a child. I did it. I made it. I didn't flick it up. I didn't make a mistake. Like un cantina, un violão, esse amor com a la li la 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 la. Muita calma pra pensar e ter tempo pra sonhar. Or my preferred, you know. Se você insistir em casar, se você disser que eu desafio amor, saiba que isso me provoca imensa dor. Eu sou privilegiado, tenho ouvido igual ao seu. Eu posso apenas o que Deus me deu. Se você insistir em classificar, homem com momento de arte musical, eu mesmo mentindo devo argumentar que isso é bossa nova, que isso é muito natural. Hey! Isso que você não faz, existem 20 que os desafinados também têm um coração. Fotografei você na minha Rolleiflex, é pelusa sua in un ringrazio down. Sono a punta falla, sì come un uomo, e un pode encontrar. Você com a sua música esqueceu ao principal. E no peito dos desafinados, no peito bate calado, no peito dos desafinados também bate coração. Hey! And that's my favorite destruction of a song. I only wish I had the voice of Ivan Rebrov, because I could do it down there. I could hardly do it like this because it involves too much control of the vocal cords and the breath, because otherwise you could not control the. It's just half the note. I can't do that. Thank you very much. Too long video. Thank you too much.